Hi, everybody. It's episode 619 of PodQuest.
Hey.
It is Wednesday, June 24th, 2026. I am Chris. With me is Druten.
Hello.
And Walnut.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here for now.
How's everybody doing?
I'm out of it, man. It was a hard day today. Work wasn't necessarily hard. I just had nothing in me.
I feel you on that.
Today was one of those days where, I woke up and was just, felt like I slept, but I feel like I didn't sleep at all. And I've just been, dragging all day for some reason.
Yeah, 100%.
Yep.
I got better sleep last night to this morning than I have for pretty much the better part of the past week. And just, I was I had a harder time getting out of bed. I had a harder time, keeping focus with work. I just didn't have it in me today to do, anything. I was just out of it. So out of it today.
Which, yeah, that sounds about right.
I think it's because it's, the first nice day in a while. Because it's either been too hot or too humid. And yesterday was fine, but it was humid and cold. So, it wasn't really cold, but it was humid and, it was just muggy out. And today is, it's perfect windows open weather. Because, we started cold, 83 was the high, and now it's going back down. And it's the perfect day. And it's just, it just takes you out. It makes you want to just, not be in your seat.
Yeah. Yeah, especially, this morning. It was so nice this morning.
Yeah, it was beautiful out this morning.
And now not so much.
Yeah.
It's actually still not bad. It's gotten a little warmer.
It's actually very, even at 82, it's not humid. It's very comfortable.
Yeah.
I've had the windows open all day. It's not something that, I wish was, could it be cooler? Yeah, but honestly, my house is probably sitting at a nice, comfortable 80. But it's not a hot 80. It's not a humid 80. It's just sitting there at 80. And it's nice.
You know what? That is nice. A little warmer than I would like, but, not terrible.
Yeah, and it's going to drop. So that's good. As long as it's not,
I think tomorrow is supposed to be warmer.
Tomorrow is supposed to be about 85. Humidity's about the same. It's I'm playing it by ear whether or not I have to turn the air conditioner on. And
Did you get
see
that
how
fixed?
I'm feeling. Yeah, I got it fixed, but it's just more of a... I got an email from the electric company the other day saying, hey, your energy bill is going to be at the moment twice as high as it was last year, or last month.
I got a similar email, and I'm like, are you sure about that? I'm like...
100% it was. I had no air conditioner on last month.
I mean, I've had mine set the exact same way it's been for a month and a half or whatever since the beginning of May. I'm like, I guess there was the couple really hot days, but
yeah,
did it really jack it up that much?
Well, it was the fact that my air conditioner broke the one day, and so it was basically on. The fan and the outside fan were both on for 3 days straight without me fully realizing it. There was one night it was on from 1 o'clock in the morning until 6 or 7 in the morning, just straight, no cutting off or anything like that. So I believe it. I believe that it told me your bill was, I think it was 91 and it's on par to be, or it was 89 and it was on par to be 199 this month. So I was all right, gotta turn it down. Gotta suffer a bit.
It does suck.
Yeah.
No
Gotta
fun.
love living in New Jersey with our energy costs.
Yeah, so far our electric bill hasn't been too bad yet, but it's only a matter of time.
Yeah, I think this month it won't be too terrible, but the energy bill July to August is always bad.
Yeah,
I'm not looking forward to it.
When we were still in Camden County, we were on the PSE&G side still too. We are 2 blocks away from PSE&G where we're at now.
Mm-hmm.
So when we were on PSE&G, we did all of the the equal payment thing. This way, every month our bill was basically the same, and it was once a year it would either go up or down a little bit. But it made it easier to pay because we didn't have those summer months where suddenly it was a $300 bill because of the air conditioning. It was just always between 120 and 140. And we're almost at a point where we can sign up for that again now. It's just, but both South Jersey Gas and Atlantic City Electric require like a year of billing before they'll let you sign up for it. Whereas PSE&G didn't seem to give a fuck. They're just like, sure, we'll just look at what your property ran at before, and that's what we will base it off of.
Yeah,
but
that's wild that your electric is through Atlantic City Electric, and you are not that close to Atlantic.
Nope,
that's crazy.
Yeah, it's real dumb, but it is what it is. We're not even that close to to Atlantic City, Atlantic County.
No,
but yeah, and I mean, so far, the one thing too that I have to always remind myself is our HVAC system is much newer than it was in our old house. So it's harder to be like, oh yeah, we're actually paying a lot less now. It's like, well, our old HVAC stuff was 25, 30 years old. And still wasn't that bad because that house was also just well insulated for the most part.
Yeah. Let me tell you, it doesn't matter how old your HVAC system necessarily is. My energy bill didn't really get affected from the old to the new system that I got.
Really?
Yeah.
I know the newer ones are supposed to be more energy efficient.
I mean, yes, but it's also hotter nowadays.
True.
So it's potentially running more frequently and longer. But also, granted, at the time, I had people living here that
ran a window air 24/7.
Would have their window unit on constantly. I mean, they weren't here last year, and it was still pretty high. But yeah, it's just there's a lot you need to do to deal with this damn electricity.
Yeah,
it sucks.
But enough of that. Rich, what's on the agenda?
On the agenda, we all should have watched The Judge 2014, Robert Downey Jr. and Robert Duvall movie. Then me and Cobb had a board game night and played a couple of board games.
That's we did.
About it.
Yeah, a little bit of a lighter week. Yeah. What did you guys think of The Judge?
I thought it was really good. I thought it was a good story. Unfortunately, not as heavy on the judge or on the the court stuff as I was hoping or expecting.
Yeah,
the category.
The pitch seemed like it was going to be a little bit more when I read what it was about, with the dad on trial and all, and it ended up being much more family drama.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It was too much family drama, not enough court drama for me. I didn't think anything was particularly bad about it, but I just I wanted more court legal bit of it than the family drama side.
They should have removed the entire ex-girlfriend storyline. Just removed it entirely. That whole storyline did nothing at all. And added more courtroom.
I feel like the ex-girlfriend storyline wasn't really unnecessary. It was the baby mama situation. It was did he make out with his daughter situation?
I mean that too. That part was unnecessary, but having the ex-girlfriend show up for the 10 minutes, 15 minutes of screen time didn't add anything to the actual story. The story was very much about the character and the father, the son and the father, and the rest of the family to an extent, but really it was about those two. And adding those again, it couldn't have been more than 15 minutes, maybe 20 of the ex-girlfriend stuff was just kind of unnecessary. That she didn't get any proper character arc. She added nothing to the actual narrative other than okay, yeah, so he had a girlfriend where he grew up. Not surprised.
Yeah. But it's the movie, although yes, was a movie about him and his dad. It was him supposed to be a lot of about him reconnecting to his roots and going back home. And so that's stuff that in small town USA, that's stuff you do is you end up running back into your ex-girlfriend or the real love of your life. They did though yeah, I agree, because they did a bad job as to explaining his past, and how they hinted at how he was he wasn't the best, and he was until the very end, where they then turned into oh yeah, he caused the car accident that
ruined his brother's potential
career.
Baseball career.
Yeah,
and the dad never forgave him for it or whatever.
Yeah,
but
should have
the family drama was actually compelling.
Yeah.
The relationship drama outside of the family was unnecessary to the point where if that were cut from the movie, it does not hurt the movie. If you cut anything with the family, it hurts the movie.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Like, they could have cut all of that out and instead inserted more of like the courtroom stuff, which like was good. Like, seeing him like figure out ways to defend his dad, who was like, frankly, like not trying all that hard to not be convicted. Was good, and like Billy Bob Thornton was good in the movie.
Yeah.
Dax Shepard as kind of the incompetent other lawyer was good in the movie.
Vincent D'Onofrio as his brother was fantastic. Like the casting was
a hell of a cast. Jeremy Strong as the brother. Like,
yeah.
So you guys have never watched Succession.
Correct. I have not.
So Drew, I actually think you might like it.
I've heard it's very good.
Yeah, I think it's a show that like I don't think you should binge it, but I think like if you watched like an episode like once a week or something, that you would probably enjoy it. Rich, you wouldn't. It's about the people are too shitty. But the younger brother, he is the second eldest brother in succession, and he is a fucking douchebag in that show. They all are, but like he is like king douchebag. He's got like drug problems. He may or may not have like unintentionally murdered somebody. Like just one of the worst people. When his sister gets promoted to like CEO of like their dad's company, he hijacks the like announcement by blasting the song "Rape Me" by Nirvana over like the company's loudspeakers. Like, it's a very funny scene, but like, because like the sister didn't actually really deserve it either. Like, again, they all sucked. But it's just those are the two roles I now know him from: Succession and this, and he's so different in this. And like, I think he did a good job without being like offensive, because like he was playing like somebody with like somewhere on the spectrum.
Yeah, he was playing someone with like I would you say high functioning autism, probably, like,
Yeah,
or not necessarily high functioning because he could not live by himself, but functioning autism. Like, he could still, like, he was his own person. And
yeah. I mean, he seemed to get by mostly fine on his own. He hyper focused on the film stuff.
Yeah, I feel like part of the issue, and like the issue with the with like the whole girlfriend storyline and stuff like that, was there wasn't really a payout in the end regarding that. Like, they were building up this relationship to rebuild them being together, and I feel like the intent was to maybe at the end show that he moved back to town to live closer to his brother, help his brother out, and take. I was fully expecting the movie to end with when the chair was rotating to like have a cut while it was covering him to him wearing a judge's outfit, and he'd be the new judge of the town.
Yeah, which I think that was kind of like they were leaving it open as like,
yeah,
that's probably what happens.
But because they leave it ambiguous, there was no payoff for those storylines of the ex-girlfriend and stuff like that. That I feel like that actually did hurt the movie a bit more.
Yeah, and that's where like the ex-girlfriend storyline could have just been cut. Like,
yeah,
because there was no payoff, there was no kind of wrap up to it. They just kind of had some scenes together, and that was it.
Yeah, they had some scenes to build some drama that wasn't actually some very false drama. Because like even the early on when he was making out with his niece, his brother saw but didn't know that him and his wife were on the outs, and didn't say anything, and just was like, all right, we'll just let you cheat on your wife. It created some unnecessary drama.
Yeah, exactly. And honestly, like, I had forgotten at that point that he was actually married. Because like the wife said that she wanted a divorce, not that they were divorced.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like, who knows? Maybe the brother knew that.
No, because he didn't say that. They didn't find out until the dad said it later on in the movie.
Oh, you're right. Right.
Yeah.
I watched this 2 weeks ago, so some of like the order of operations is a little.
I watched it last night, and yeah, like I said, I enjoyed it. I thought it was a very good story. I thought this isn't often my like kind of movie, but like I actually did. I thought it was well written, well directed. Well, like the actors were on point. It had a lot more good to it than bad, which was nice and refreshing for a movie like
Yeah.
It also made me kind of want to call my dad at the end of it, but it was midnight, so I wasn't going to call my dad.
I mean, you could have still done that.
No, it was midnight. I wasn't going to bother him. Also kind of made me want to call my brother, but I didn't call my brother either because he kind of sucks sometimes, and so I'm just not going to bother with that.
Those things are all fair. Yeah, but yeah, I agree. Like, it was a solid movie. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it did feel a little Hallmarky sometimes as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like
actually, Erica said that at one point. I think when they first introduced the ex-girlfriend, she's like, "This is basically like a Hallmark movie with more family drama."
Yeah, it's a Hallmark movie. As dumb as this is gonna, as bad as this potentially could sound, it's a Hallmark movie made for men, not housewives, or like a Lifetime movie made for made for men instead of housewives.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, I think it's solid, worth a watch if you're looking for a court drama movie. Not quite it, but if you're looking for like a good, like, back to the roots family drama movie, this is worth it. Yeah, I think this is worth it.
Nice, I agree. So we have to pick a new theme.
Mm-hmm.
I had a thought. What are your opinions on doing animated movies that are not Disney or Pixar?
I'm all for it. Also, a theme that I had in my book was similar to this would be standalone anime movies, not Ghibli. But yeah, animated movies, not Disney or Pixar. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Well, because like I was thinking, like that hits like a bunch of different stuff. Because like you do have like anime movies. You do have like your non-Disney stuff too. Like I frankly, like, I would personally steer clear of like all the stuff that was like DreamWorks and stuff from like the 2000s,
DreamWorks,
like
Illumination.
Yeah, like all those 2000 franchisey sort of movies, like the Shreks and all that shit. But like you have like An American Tale and A Land Before Time and like a lot of the stuff from like the 80s that were like probably we thought were Disney as children, but like weren't.
Yeah.
And then there's like some adult animated movies too. Like, do you guys remember the movie Scanner Darkly?
No.
Or A Scanner Darkly? It's from like 2006, I want to say. And I want to say if it wasn't rotoscoped, it was like something along those lines where it's animated, but it's all actual actors. Like, I actually think Robert Downey Jr. is in it.
Mm-hmm.
And so like that's technically an animated movie. It's just, it's acted out by actors, and then I think it was rotoscoped, which is like where they there's also, if it exists on the internet somewhere, the like 1970s rotoscoped Lord of the Rings animated movie.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I only know that there's a scene in that movie where they're running through a field and one of the characters trips, and they kept it in the movie, but it's actually just an actor fell down while they were like filming the stuff to be rotoscoped. So yeah, but yeah, if that works for you guys, like that can be our next theme.
Sure. Yeah.
Rich, it would technically be back around to you. Do you need a little bit to think about?
The first thing that I thought of was Titan AE, but it's only available on Tubi.
What? I forget, what is Tubi?
It's just a free thing that has which I'd be okay with.
I mean, yeah, if it's free, like, I don't, you know what? Is that the movie with Michael J. Fox as the voice? No, he was Atlantis.
It's Matt Damon.
Matt Damon. Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Early 2000.
Yeah, I've never seen this. I've never seen that. So I've never seen Titan AE or the Atlantis movie.
Atlantis is Disney,
in my head why they're kind of like paired up together.
Mm-hmm. Atlantis is Disney though, so.
Okay. Yeah, I actually didn't realize that.
Iron Giant's on the list. Osmosis Jones.
Final Fantasy Spirits Within.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
It's an animated movie.
It sure is.
Shark Tale. Oh, what about B Movie? Are we gonna watch B Movie? We can watch Jerry Seinfeld hit on a woman, or a woman fall in love with a B Jerry Seinfeld.
I don't know what's more unrealistic, falling in love with a bee or Jerry Seinfeld.
Seinfeld.
Yeah, but no, I'm cool with Titan AE on whatever Tubi.
Yeah, on Tubi. Yeah, we can do. Let's do that.
Cool. All right. So
actually, what was that other one that was it called 9? Yeah, what is that available
Oh,
anywhere?
I know which one you're talking about. The one where it's like not claymation, but it looks like it could be.
It's not available anywhere though. Well, it's available for rent. So we just rented a movie. Yeah, let's do Titan AE.
Cool. All right. So in 2 weeks, Titan AE. I do remember that 9 movie though, and I remember it being weird. Like not in a bad way, just weird.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. So 23. All right. Well, Rich, we played board games.
Yeah, we had a board game night this weekend, and I enjoyed it. I liked the board games we played. One of them we don't have on the list. It's called Landmarks. It was a game we talked about.
Oh,
in the
right.
past.
I forgot all about that.
Yeah, it's a game we talked about. I talked about in the past. Me and Drew talked to
Who?
It's the-
Skybound.
No, it's the
No.
same people who did Skyrockets though.
That's why the Skies. Yeah.
And they did that love game that I think they did that love game that
Oh, like the one where like you're answering questions with each other or something like that.
maybe.
It's always set up at PAX.
Hold on, let me just look it up real quick because I can't remember it.
But yeah, the Landmarks was actually, it was cool. I will say, like, so we've played 2 games with a similar style. It's that one and Cryptid, I think, is the other one. And Cryptid is less, I guess Cryptid is more everybody searching, whereas this one is a little more asynchronous. You have one person trying to direct everyone where to search.
Yeah.
I thought I enjoyed Cryptid more, but I thought this one was really cool.
Yeah. So, like, Landmarks, although they are similar in a sense, Landmarks is more built around party, whereas the other one is more built around smaller groups. Like, if we had a bigger group to play, like, maybe at least 2 other people playing with us, then, like, the conversations could have gone on a little bit longer. We could have figured things out. Maybe if we didn't get stuck on trucks for 2 rounds in a row, we could have had more conversation as well.
To be fair, when I used trucks, it was only on one side for like 2 things. And then I moved over to the other side of the board and was in a totally different direction that you guys just couldn't fucking figure out.
Look, but I was given the word truck. You used the word truck.
Well, so my thinking too was like, okay, we just dealt with this. If they're going to connect things, I feel like it's the best chance to like connect it from that because I could like not reuse the same words, but like kind of like keep things going in the same general direction to get into the direction I needed to go.
Yeah.
But yeah, like the whole idea with Landmarks is like one person is giving one word written clues based on like a hidden card that is the layout of the map with different obstacles and objects that the characters have to navigate to without knowing what they are. So there are 3 treasures, like 4 traps and 3 curses and then 3 water sources, right?
It's about that. It's variable depending on the game style if you're playing.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize
easy.
that.
Yeah.
But
so we were playing the easy mode, so I think it's that.
Yeah, and so you have like the person that's giving the clues has like a stack of cards, like what dry erase cards that they write their clues on based on the initial 3. And you're just given 3 random words and you kind of like work your way from there. And if you run out of those cards, it's game over. I think if you get all the traps or something like that, it's also game over. Or is it all just if you run out of water, it's game over?
No,
and the traps just make you lose it.
The ways to lose are to run out of water, or basically have 2 or more curses, because there's only 1 curse heal. So if you get a second curse, basically it's game over. Although you can still continue to try to collect treasure and escape. But if you escape with a curse, you lose anyway. So there's no real point in continuing at that point. But yeah, so there's only just the 2 fail conditions. Hitting all the traps, like the traps, all they do is reduce your total amount of water and reduce your water by 1 as well. So like it really depends on if you hit all the traps, you're likely going to lose just because you're going to run out of water, not because you hit all the traps.
Yeah, you're going to have so few. What if you do find the water sources to refill your cards? Like you're going to have fewer of them to use too, since you like the count goes down each time.
Yeah.
But like I did think it was neat, like trying to think of words that like played off of 1 or more of the other cards as you put them down. So like the thing that I was trying to get you guys to do was literally go straight down from a card, and I want to say like it was grades. was the word. And I had put like finals and like 2 or 3 other things. And you guys were like zeroing in on it as like, first you went up and they were like, okay, well maybe it's this card and this card. So you went like to the right. I'm like, guys, you just got to go south. And I legitimately just ran out of words that worked with grades. Mm-hmm. I'm just like throwing stuff out there. And it sucked because it was just straight down. So there wasn't like a good, like, go in a different direction to get there either, because there were traps around it. So it was like, I really needed you guys to just go down. And we just never got there.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, no, we got there. We got out.
No, we won on yours. You guys lost when I was doing the clues.
I thought we won on yours. We got out with all the treasure. How did we lose? Oh, did we run out of water?
Yeah, we ran out of water.
Right. Okay, yeah.
You got all the treasure and then ran out of water. No, yeah. One trap card got hit. No curses got hit. I managed to like avoid that, but like the card I pulled, the starting location was just surrounded by bullshit. So like the only safe way out was to just basically immediately pick up water. So it was like we refilled water like 1 card in, which wasn't super useful. And then like I was able to refill water again like when it was getting low, but then the last one there was no way to get to the last source easily without potentially having you guys like trap or something. Yeah. But it was fun though. Like I did enjoy that one. Like I said, like of the 2 similar games, I think like I liked the style of the cryptid game a little bit more. Like I like just what you're kind of like asking questions or like making statements, and then everybody else is kind of like yes or no based on like their individual clue versus one person having all of the information. Yeah.
They're 2 similar but completely different games, and I like them both on each of their own merits.
Yeah. I would not mind playing either one of them again. Yeah. They're also like they're quick.
Yeah, they are. They're very quick.
Yeah, I want to say like we played 2 rounds of landmarks in like under half an hour.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, sounds about right. I think it might have been at most a half hour. That's because your session went a lot longer than my session.
Yeah, because you guys were actually doing really well. So I'm just like, well, we have so many cards. Like, let's just get all the treasures. And like once we were out of like the shitty starting area, it was less of a concern to like have you guys guess in the wrong spot.
Yeah. And the layout with mine, it was tough because you guys hit the curse so early, and that's when I was like, I don't want to run the risk of hitting that curse. So after I got the 1 treasure, I was like, I'm just going to lead you to the exit, because if we hit that curse, we're done. But yeah, I enjoy it. Nice. Yeah. But anyway, what other game do you want to talk about first?
Let's talk about Fromage next. We'll go in reverse order.
Okay. Fromage. It's an interesting game. I liked it. I liked the mechanics behind it. The board itself, like you guys got the base version.
Yeah, apparently there's one that comes with Lazy Susan.
Yeah, so Drew, this game is a big circle. So it's supposed to resemble a wheel of cheese. Oh, yes. Okay. And what it is simultaneous worker placement. However, it's not like worker placement where the whole board is open to every player at the same time. It's each player can only focus onto one section per turn. Okay. So like the table the game board spins, and based on the orientation of the game board is the section you can focus on, and each place that you can place your workers actually has an arrow that eventually, once the board spins 1, 2, or 3 times, that worker will be facing back at you, and then you can pull that worker before placing your new workers.
Yeah, and they're not necessarily at a different, like they're not back to you. Like they might be directly across, like in the person sitting across from you's play area, but they're facing you, so that means you get them back to reuse them. And it was generally that there were like grades of things. So there was bronze, silver, and gold. And it was bronze, you would get them back in 1 turn. Gold, you'd get them back in 3 turns, and silver, you get them back in 2.
Yeah.
So you could kind of...
You would never not get your worker back before the turn before it would get to you. And then you have your own like game board that like sort of builds your own engine, but also is your resource pool to figure out what you want to do. And then yeah, you just want to get cows, make cheeses, and get cows and fruit, make different kinds of cheeses, and have the most points in cheese cheese making.
Each player had 3 workers to work with. And at most in any one round, you could play 2 of them. So your board had 2, like each quarter had 2 segments to it. You had the like cheese making segment, let's call it, and then you had like the resource gathering segment in the middle. So you could put one worker in like the resource thing, which were animals to basically get milk to make cheese, buildings to expand what you can do, fruit to make fruit breads or fruit cheeses or jellies, and then the last section were to get cards that were like bonus points if you did the thing on them, which was usually like make a certain type of cheese was how those cards worked.
Kind of like Ticket to Ride when you're trying to build a certain route and stuff like that. That's what that was doing.
And then one worker could go into the cheese making section where each section was different, and so you had to play those sections based on like how they would be scored. So like one section, it was getting 2 of your cheeses on a single table scored better. But then the section next to it was actually getting 1 of your cheeses on each of the tables scored better. So like the more spots you were in had a higher score versus the individuals. So that actually made it a little like complicated too, because like trying to remember exactly how each section scored, so that you weren't like dropping things in the wrong spots, and also getting the stuff laid down early enough that you weren't like at the end trying to like fill in tables and having to wait 3 rounds to get like your worker back.
And each of your workers, I don't remember if we discussed this, each of your workers have a different color of cheese. So one's a blue, one's a white, and one's a yellow. And so when you go to make the cheese, you can only use the blue for blue, the white for white, and the yellow for yellow. So that if in a previous round you have your blue cheese set to something that you don't get back for 2 rounds, and you get to the next round and you need the blue cheese, it's like, well, I'm screwed unless I have enough cows and fruit to just instantly make that cheese this round.
Yeah, and that's the one nice thing, like if you are using your resources and getting like the fruits and the cows as you're going, you can make extra cheese and just drop them onto any of the, not to any of them, it has to be the one in front of you, but you can drop an extra one any turn and not have to wait to get like a worker back. It's free. And then like some of the scoring was interesting, like the fruit and jelly. It was multiplication. So if you did 2 fruit and 1 jelly throughout the course of the whole game, that's 2 points. But if you did 5 fruits and 5 jellies, that's 25 points.
Yeah,
and
so
I think you had like a ton, right?
Yeah, so it's you multiply your fruits to your jellies. So like the more jelly you have, is the better really you're going to score. Well, yeah,
no, you have to have a high number of both. Like if you have 1 or 2 of any one of them, it's less awesome.
Basically, you want to have at least 2 fruit, and then after that, at least 2 of each, and then after that, it doesn't matter.
True.
But if you don't have any jelly, you still get 2 points.
Yeah.
I think is what no, because it's multiplication. So you would need at least 1 jelly to get any points out of that entirely. Because if you have 0 jelly, then it'd be 0 points.
I think the instructions did say that if it wasn't multiplied by 0, like if you only had it on 1 square, you would just get points.
The single points. But yeah, I built up my jelly because that's, I guess, one rule that really, to me, doesn't make a lot of sense is that it only takes 1 fruit to make 1 jelly. Whereas, like, if you're getting the multiplier from the jelly, you need multiple fruits to do a single jelly.
But at the same time, like, so there was a finite number of fruit and jelly cheeses on the board. Mm-hmm. And you had to use a worker to get the fruit as well. So I feel like it's enough of there's enough of kind of a gameplay loop there to be able to even do jelly that it being just one fruit to make a jelly isn't that big of a deal.
Yeah.
If it was just like, if you just had fruit to begin with and it was just one for one, then it's like, okay, yeah, that's a little too easy.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And just quick minor correction on everybody's board. Everybody's board is kind of randomized in a sense, where everybody's board has just different icons for representing how much resources it's going to take to make different cheeses and stuff. But it's also the workshops have different outcomes as well. So earlier you said you can only play two workers per turn. That technically is true, but also false, because my board let me use a worker to grab a workshop resource.
But that's after you unlock that section, right?
It only cost me 2 to unlock, and I unlocked it the first round.
Yeah, but still, like, it's not in the base of the game.
It's not in the base, but it is. I think every board has one of those actions that you can do to where you can...
nothing that let me use workers for anything on mine.
I didn't really get a chance to see anybody else's boards. I just only...
My board was kind of shitty compared to like some of the other ones. Like that's why I didn't build any of the buildings, because none of the buildings were like obviously useful, especially in such a quick game. Because the one that would have been useful was six building resources to make.
Mm-hmm.
Like I had 3 2s and then a 6, and the 3 2s were like, it had to do with like being able to make certain cheeses with like less animals or something like that. But at the same time, it's like I also wasn't getting a lot of animals because I was focusing on the jellies, because the jellies did better, or the fruit, I should say, did better scoring.
Yeah.
Didn't get as many as you did, but...
Yeah, well, and that's the thing, is like, when it comes to like the turn order, it's like you get fruit once, and then you get like every 4 turns or 4 rounds, or I guess, yeah, every 5th round, I guess, technically, you're back to where you were when you started.
Yeah.
So like you're only getting it. Generally, the book says generally the game doesn't go more than 15 rounds, because it ends when the first person uses up all their cheese. So it's gonna go at most 15 rounds. You're not likely going to get to every spot multiple times or more than twice.
Right.
So yeah, it's just like it's just really, you're right. It's a lot of luck and placement. I got lucky with like being able to do those resource exchanges early on that let me like have everything prepared for what I wanted to do. I did mess up on my building. I shouldn't have bothered with the 2 middles and should have just built the biggest one, which adds score for every like fruit and jam that I had as well, I think is how I was interpreting it. But I mean, I had like 40 points higher than the next highest point.
Yeah, like the between that and I think you managed to get a cheese in every spot in the one room that it was.
Yeah.
Like that was the goal, was like 1 in each table.
Yeah.
Like those 2 spots, like you had everyone else beat just out of those 2 things, the fruit multiplier and that one room. Because like I had done really well in the room where it was like multiplied based on chains, because I was I was hitting all of the wild card spots, so I was getting chains without having to actually chain anything together. But did not have nearly as many like fruit multipliers or things like that you had. I think I had like 12 or 15 fruit, like for like the multiplier, not like total pieces of fruit.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it was a fun game. Like I thought it was neat. Took a minute to like understand, and I think it would absolutely be a better game if like we put a lazy Susan under it to like spin the board better.
Because the board just really didn't hold itself together very well.
No, because it was like the cardboard didn't quite like snap together.
Yeah.
But yeah, I still had fun with it.
Yeah, I thought it was good. I thought it was fun.
And then the last one we played was the Mistborn deck building game.
Yes, which I absolutely enjoyed. I love me a good deck building game. I love me a good engine builder in general. But like when you throw in the deck building aspect to it, I love it. I love the strategy. I love the thought that you need to take in to figure out how to make your way through a deck building game. They're some of my favorite games. I don't get to play them all.
Yeah, and like you had an impressive win on that one. Like it was definitely luck, but it was like it worked out just right for you because like if you hadn't had some of like if you hadn't had like the pull of cards that you got a couple times, like you wouldn't have been able to heal back up the way you did.
Yeah.
Which then gave you the opportunity to because you finished all of the missions, right?
I finished all of the missions. So the way the game works, for anyone who doesn't know, is there are 2 win conditions.
3 win conditions. So it's you can finish the 3 missions first. Kill all the other players and be the last player left alive, or get the card that literally is just you win.
That
card that is you win.
I guess that's one of the win conditions, but it's like that's one of the harder win conditions. But yeah, I guess
cool because that particular win condition requires you to be at least halfway through the game because that's about when you unlock that resource, and then. Even then, you need to be even further than that because you have to have all of the available adium as a resource, plus all the other adium cards to use to activate that card twice. Because it's the second activation on it, so you have to activate the base and then the secondary. Yeah. So like it's basically you have to basically play to the end of your training track and have not had somebody win yet.
Which, again, like, depending on how you build your engine, build your deck, you could get to the end of your engine track very quickly if you were to get a lot of those training cards.
Yeah.
Like, that is always the hardest part about engine deck builders and engine building games. Is like, especially since it was a competitive game, we all had our own secret abilities or special abilities. It's like, I really would have loved to have had gotten more pewter cards, but I wasn't getting a lot of pewter cards. So my engine started with just grabbing stuff and seeing what would work until I got the one pewter, like I think there were 3 pewter cards in the entire game that got pulled, and I was able to get all 3 of them. And it was like my pewter training, the pewter card that healed me, and like maybe one other. And I needed all 3 in my hand in order to fully heal myself by 8. So like it was luck, and it was just me figuring out and deciding, hey, let's get rid of these money cards. I don't need them anymore. I have my path to victory. I don't need to buy shit anymore, because when it comes to these games, and Cobb, you learned this the hard way, the bigger deck doesn't necessarily mean the better deck.
Yeah, and so like my character was all about money. Like the special ability of that character was they were worth more currency when activated. So like that character is really built to build out your deck. I also wasn't getting the cards to let me eliminate cards, which also wasn't super helpful. But I will say this. So this has nothing to do with the gameplay. My biggest complaint is the way that it didn't really leverage any of the actual lore of the books, other than like your 4 characters. So I'm assuming they didn't go too deep because like spoilers, but at the same time, if someone is playing this game, the odds of them having not read the books if they wanted to seems fairly low. And so 2 of the so there's 4 characters that you get to use in the game, and you're supposed to divvy them out randomly. 2 of them are essentially the main characters of the first book. Rich, you were one of them. That was Vin. She's the main character of the original trilogy, essentially. And then I think Erica had Kelsier, who is like the other main character but just in the first book. The character I had is like a super minor antagonist in the first book. Like she's not even in a quarter of the book totally. And she's only an antagonist because she doesn't like Vin and thinks that Vin is somebody else.
Yeah.
And they end up fighting and she dies, but like, like she's not really a character. If they would have pulled from more of like the actual world lore, there could be more characters you could play as. Because I think the whole idea is the player characters are all actual Mistborn. So they can use all the metal abilities. And in the first book, I guess those 4 that you get are the only Mistborns that are like shown. Other than like the big bad who is only in the single player version of the if they would have pulled from the other books, there are like 2 other characters that get introduced in book 2 and 3 that also have all the abilities. So like they could have been two other characters and they're actual characters, not just kind of throwaway antagonists that were frankly a little bit more red herring than like actual bad guy. And then the other complaint is all the allies. So all the allies are just generic. It's like Coin Shot and Rioter or whatever they were calling them. It was basically whatever their ability was, is what the allies were. And like they could have easily just used other characters from the books too. Like from book 1, there are a ton of named important characters that have each of those unique abilities because that's what the majority of people in the book world are. They're people that can, well, at least the characters that we are with are generally like they can use one ability, not all of them. So like I feel like it would have just been more fun for fans of the book if they leveraged that versus kind of the genericism of it. And then like they didn't really like leverage any of the lore around anything either. Like the game was very much just, I feel like well, I had fun with it. I do like the game. I feel like they just sort of took a deck building game they were building and just kind of pasted on like the Mistborn property on top of it to like sell more.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't feel unique to that property necessarily, which is a bummer.
Mm-hmm.
But like the game was still fun. Like I liked the mechanics. I enjoyed like the different ways that you had to kind of think about your stuff and seeing how each of us kind of built different decks. Like Erica had a very aggressive deck, even though that's generally not how she plays. It just happens to be like the character she pulled, its main metal was also one that did attack damage to other players. And she was focusing on trying to buy cards that matched that character's metal, which just means most of her cards happen to be attack cards.
Yeah.
So like every one of her turns, she basically did at a minimum 6 damage to somebody.
Yeah. My Pewter tended to be like the all around, it seemed. Like it was the one healing card that we found. And my special ability was whenever I used Pewter, I did a damage, a coin, and a level of a point of healing every time I use Pewter. So like I would, if I were able to do full Pewter of full healing, I'd be able to get full level of 8 healing. And it's I wasn't really able to build too much around that except for defense because y'all were targeting me like crazy. That required me to have to heal so much, and that's when I was like, "Oh, I gotta start planning on just how to win this quick."
Yeah,
otherwise,
I wish I had stopped and thought about the mission thing better. Because like I said this after we were done playing, for like 3/4 of the game, in my head, the way I was thinking about the missions were not at all what the rules said. I just had it in my head that it was the first person to get to the top of all 3 wins, meaning like if somebody else got to it first, it didn't count. So like of the 3 missions, like if Rich, if you and I were racing through the 3 missions and I got to the first mission first, but you got to the second mission first, that I was out and couldn't win that way is what my brain was telling me for some reason.
Then there'd be no way to do that as a win condition.
Exactly. And for whatever reason, it just wasn't dawning on me until like 3/4 of the way through the thing when I had only finished the 1 mission and hadn't even started the other 2. And I'm just like, fuck. Yeah, I was thinking about those entirely wrong. And it was just too late to do anything about it because everyone else was already like 3 or 4 rungs up on them.
Yeah, which I mean, I didn't look at or do the second. I got through the first one. I got through pretty quickly, and then was like focused on defense. But I eventually just the cards came to play that I could actually take advantage of. That I was able to just like keep using. Like I don't know, I didn't notice if you did this enough, but that second ability, which is buying a card and activating it, then discarding it or eliminating it, is incredibly useful.
Yeah, I did it a couple times.
Okay. Because like if you're built on buying, that's the way to keep your deck low. Yeah. Is to just do that once. No, make sure to always do that once per turn. But yeah, it was. I got really lucky. So Drew, the the win condition is complete the 3 missions. In order to complete the 3 missions, you need to use a card that will up your tracker on each of the missions.
Okay.
And you can divvy up however, like if you play a card that lets you go up 3, you can up each tracker by 1 if you want, or you can up 1 tracker by 3, or however you want to split it.
Makes sense.
I got through my first tracker pretty quickly, and then wasn't really paying attention. It was like going 1 by 1. And then realized I was like, the only way I'm going to win, because I can't really attack, is by going up this tracker. And so I was able to get up the second tracker within like 2 rounds. And I was able in that time to buy cards to where the next time it was my turn, the next round, I was able to use my cards in an order with the cards that were on the table to go up from level 1 to level 10 on that tracker that turn.
Yeah.
While also I drew, I think at the end of it, I had 2 cards left. So if I had another turn, I would have had to reshuffle my deck after just reshuffling my deck.
Yeah. And so it's also worth mentioning. So the way that the cards play is every card has like a type to it. And in this case, it's a metal. And in order to play the card, you need to activate it. And you activate it by either playing one of the metal tokens you have, which is you have 1 of each of the metals. So you can kind of act at the beginning of the game. You can only activate 1 metal. Period. As you play along, you can activate more, and there's a secondary mechanic that lets you activate a second metal without having the ability to, but you lose access to that metal until you can manually refresh it. Yeah. Or playing another card of the same type against the card you want to activate. So like if you have 2 steals and one of them you don't need per se that round, you can use that against your steel card to activate its ability. And the cool thing is when you activate like steel, if your hero character is also that primary type, that will activate their first level ability once they're unlocked. And if you have an ally or allies that are also steel, it activates them too. You don't have to activate steel like multiple times. It just has to be activated once in your play area. For individual cards, you do have to activate each card individually, which is where like playing other cards with each other is how you would do that.
Gotcha.
And each round, you're drawing 5 cards from your deck, playing as many of them as you can, discarding whatever's left anyway. So there's no benefit to like holding a card in your hand for the next round. It's like just use them any way you can to just do whatever you can in that round.
Yeah, if you can use it, use it. There's no saving between rounds. And so yeah, I had it set up to where if I were able to plan out properly, I could almost draw my entire deck each turn, depending on how the shuffle.
Yeah, it was a good time though. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I'd love to play it again and give it another shot and see the different play styles and different more cards. Shuffle those cards up even more.
Yeah. And so for what it's worth, I do have a non-deck building Mistborn game also.
Mm-hmm.
I do not know how that one plays.
Yeah,
but there's that.
You'll have to learn. You'll have to figure it out.
Yeah, but I think that is actually probably a show this week.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
A little bit late of a week. I might pick up Mina the Hollower. It seems really cool, and from talking to a couple people, the Soulsy aspect of it apparently gets diminished very early in the game, and it becomes just much more of a Zelda-like game, like a classic Zelda game. So I'm a little more open to trying it, and it's been getting like 9s and 10s all over the fucking place.
Yeah.
So
I've heard good things.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks really cool. The Souls-like tag that people kept giving it were like, okay, well, I'm probably not going to want to play that for long. But apparently, like, pretty early on, that stops being, like, an issue. So, might give it a shot. It's only like $20. But other than that, if you'd like to find some more of our content, I'm going to start that over because I just accidentally pulled my headphones out of my microphone. I heard a weird click, and I looked down, and the microphone or my headset plug was just like dangling. But yeah, if you'd like to find more of our content, you can head over to www.one-quest.com. You can also help us out by supporting us at patreon.com/onequest. If you can't support us every $1, go to your favorite podcast platform Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Spotify. Rate us, review us, subscribe to us. Those things all help. You can also find us on social media, facebook.com/OneQuestOnline or at @1_Quest on Instagram and Twitter. And our YouTube channel is youtube.com/OneQuestVideo. Oh, and Blue Sky is at one-quest.com. And you can always send us an email to social@one-quest.com. And then, Rich, what is your streaming looking like?
Twitch.tv/B_One is for video game streaming Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Sunday. More Hollow Knight. We actually finished the Path of Pain the other night, so it's time to basically do the last little bits of stuff that we need to do before we go and fight to Radiance, and then we have to do God Home. So we're in boss rush mode territory at this point. So come on and hang out and see if I can beat all the bosses again.
Nice.
Yeah.
And with that,
and then see if I can beat them a third time.
And with that, we'll be back next week with something else to talk about. Thanks for listening. Bye.
See yas.
Bye.